So you were saying that 2010, 2002, 2014 was the last golden era of hip hop.
Right.
So when you hear somebody say, because I seen a post where this dude was going around asking everybody who's the best rapper in the world, and it was none of the guys we said.
What did they
Now,
say?
they were saying Lil Baby, NBA, Chief Keef, Dirk,
Were they saying current or were they saying like
best
period?
rapper in the world.
You got to factor in a lot. You got to factor in age. You got to factor in where they're from, region. You got to
Bro,
factor
think
in a
about it.
lot.
How I was in 2010. I was 2010. I was 16. You know what
I
I'm saying?
was 19.
2014, I was. Oh fuck! I ain't doing math right now.
I was 19. You were 20. I was
Oh, yeah,
22.
20. I was 20. You know what I'm saying? So
23. I was 23.
right. So we were young. We were their age. You know what I'm saying? Now we weren't saying these guys were the best rappers in the world, but these were our guys.
I
We were
was
listening.
saying it then. Kendrick, I was saying it then.
I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Just that crop of guys. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Hope was still around, Ye was still around. Like a lot of these guys were still around, but this was still like a comfortable group, and then we could be like, yo, these is who I'm listening. You want to put somebody on to this instantly type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I can't, am I safe to be mad when if somebody was to say like these are the next crop, like this is their golden era now with Thug and Baby, the Baby and Dirk and Herb and what you know what I'm saying, NBA Young Boy. Like if somebody would say, is this it's like looking at it like right now, is it a golden era? Like even with like, you know what I'm saying, there's still running, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, success of Drake and you know what I'm saying, the still running success of, you know what I'm saying, like Kendrick and Cole and you know what I'm saying, seeing what you know what I'm saying, Baby's doing, what Thug is doing, like are they still moving and grooving it? Is hip hop still in the golden era, or are we kind of like in a finding ourselves era? Where were you think? Kind of like playing like on out, just like looking at the music world.
Honestly, I think so. Going by your analogy, Cole, Drake, Kendrick, all the guys from 2010 to 2014,
They were dropping modern day classics in our opinion.
in our opinion, but also in our era. We were around the same age in that era.
And it was places that was solidifying the blogs and you know what I'm saying, journalists and such like that too. I don't know, man. It's tough because I feel like a lot of
I
that
think
stuff
they're the hoes.
away.
They're the 2010 to 2014 guys right now are what Kanye, Jay-Z, Nas were in that era. They're the elders, though the elder statesmen that kind of build that younger crop up. That's their job to do that.
Yeah. Because when you look at like, all right, you got the rising scene in the West right now that's coming back. That's coming back right now with you know what I'm saying, Mozzie, G Perico, motherfucking my nigga La Russell, so much and so forth out there. And then you got what's going on in Detroit. Then you got the continuance of what's happening in Chicago. They're building up more to a superstar aspect than when they were from the underground aspect. You got the new, you know what I'm saying, drill scene in New York City. Like it's a lot of bubbling things happening right now in hip hop.
The underground.
Yeah.
Brazil done
it's hitting it's right. And a lot of things are hitting its mainstream now, where I think it's so much variety now that who's to say that you can't look at this as that one?
That was the thing back then, though, Ari. The thing back then was we didn't have variety back then. We had it was mostly blog, the blog rap.
Nah, we can't call it blog, but that was the problem. That was the thing they wanted to call it. But when you got guys like what Kendrick's doing and what TDE was doing on one side, and then what Cole was doing, and then you had what, you know what I'm saying, fucking Joey Badass was doing. Then you had the whole Future aspect. And then you had the energies of the ASAP crew. And there's just so many, it was so many different things going on at one time, bro.
It felt like Wu-Tang was over here, and fucking like you could say ASAP was Wu-Tang, and then Odd Future could be like
And then you had with Drake, like you know, it was so
Yeah.
many different things going on. We can't put just because it was getting put on blogs mainly, like instead of magazines that we wanted to call it. Like I don't want, I hated that term. I only call it that term because that's how everybody remember it. But I hate the actual nuance because they wanted to like it was like calling them backpack rappers.
Well, it's a little less insulting.
Well, the only reason why they felt less insulted by it because they were moving like rappers with deals.
But would you rather, if you were part of this genre of rap, would you rather be called a backpack rapper or a blog rapper?
I
One is
rather, I
celebrated
mean,
and the
at
other
the
one.
end of the day, they rather be called neither. Like if you remember from the Drink Champs podcast where Mos Def was kind of like breaking down why that shit he didn't really, you know what I'm saying, take that term, not say he didn't take it lightly, but he didn't attach it to himself, even though people were. You know what I'm saying? He just looked at himself as an MC. You know what I'm saying? Like just cause, but they broke down the history of it and shit like that. But a lot of that shit comes from not. It doesn't come from the raps. It comes from other entities that's watching that energy of you know what I'm saying artists and such and those you know what I'm saying the underground MCs or you know what I'm saying mostly underground MCs. Any era they wanted to kind of label them. You know what I'm saying?
I think at that era though, like 2010 to 14, the underground MC couldn't really eat as much as he could eat now.
That's dependent if they knew how to tour.
But
Because
now they can eat.
that's where I feel like the touring aspect became bigger for independent artists, where there's like I can eat by getting my music out here, getting my fan base up, and touring by just getting a solid fan base.
But what about the merch now? They got the merch. The merch aspect is
Bro, that
important.
comes from all of that, bro. Where you think they? That's why they are able to eat because they're doing all of that. They were able to have a great team that was able to do that all on their own. Like I remember I used to watch them Wiz day to day shits, bro. Like you see how the motherfuckers was moving state
Yo,
to state.
I used to watch those too.
You
Man,
remember them
that's
niggas
a
was really
throwback.
moving, bro. Will used to be like moving, like you know what I'm saying? Like, but neither here nor there, bro. Like it was such a great era that it set the tone of how to move as an independent artist for a lot of these artists of today. You know what I'm saying?
Do these guys have kids right now? You think?
Cool.
Like what I mean when I, you know what I mean when I
I
ask,
mean, like,
do they have
you mean
kids?
like do they have like part of their tree and shit like that? I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, because you can see a lot of like, yo, I was a fan of Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? I grew up listening to him. Grew up listening to
JID's one.
grew up listening to Thug. I grew up listening to Keith. Grew up listening to such and such and such and such from those eras and such.
Ooh, I forgot to put him in there.
Well, he's more 2016, but
We don't really talk about Chief Keef. No, Finally Rich came out in
oh, he came out in
2014.
2014. He got super popping in 2016. That's
Yo,
when the shit happened.
what?